Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sister Soul Sessions Live. This is season 3, episode 20 with Sara Green. She is the owner and founder of Dollface Beauty Bar and Dollface Health and Wellness.
Oh, you're the better. Hi, beautiful.
Hi, how are you?
Doing
good. How are you?
well.
Good, so you can hear me. I want to just make sure that
Are you able to hear us?
I'm just gonna turn this up like that. Ladies look so glowing and beautiful.
Thank you.
Really.
Thank you.
Hi, I can hear you funny right now. That's good.
All right.
No worries.
Perfect.
Well, while you're getting together, Miss Sara, we'll just do our introductions quickly. So this is Sister Soul Sessions Live. My name is B. I am the co-host and executive creative director for Sister Soul Sessions, and this is my sister Brittany.
Hello, everyone. Host of Sister Soul Sessions. All right. And if you would be, do Miss Sara Green's bio.
So yes, our guest today is Miss Sara Green. She is the owner and founder of Dollface Beauty Bar as well as Dollface Wellness. Is that correct?
Yeah, Dollface Beauty and Wellness.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And yes, so founder of Dollface Wellness and Beauty, a luxury beauty destination in Oakville, Ontario. We are so pleased to have you tonight, and thank you so much for joining us. If you would, we're just going to allow you to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your business, and we'll ask you a few questions tonight.
Oh, good. Thanks for having me, first of all. I'm Sara, co-founder of Dollface Beauty Wellness, and I basically have been doing this for 8 years with this company. It's just recently, in the last 4 months, turned from just being a lash studio to being a full-service beauty studio as well as a wellness center. So in the wellness, we've just started doing holistic facials and Reiki. And on the beauty side, we have lashes, brows, facials as well, hair, full-service hair salon, nails, pedicures, and we do some permanent makeup as well.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Full beauty destination.
It's been quite the change, yes, but
That's amazing.
felt natural and really, really grateful to be here right now, especially after just, the last 5 years has been tough for everybody, trying to get back to where we were before the pandemic, and so I'm just grateful to be here, grateful to be still growing and have the opportunity to grow and serve my community, so
yes.
And speak to our lovely ladies like you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Yes, we're so happy to have you. And kind of speaking and touching on that, I know that, like you said, you were affected by COVID, with you being in person, wellness bar and everything, or wellness beauty studio. So how have you, kind of adjusted from that challenge and, with where you are now with such growth from that time, what was that adjustment like for you?
Well, at first it was instant. Like, it was a crazy, complete 180. We were open 7 days a week. I had 2 salons, so one in Burlington, one in Oakville, 2 towns next to each other. And I had a school, so I was teaching lashes as well. And we were getting ready to open our 3rd location. So we were searching for that location at the time. I run the business with my partner and my boyfriend, so it was very much, we were just burnt out. We were running on empty at the time. We didn't really realize, but we were really going for it, like we had growth really fast, both coming from the music business. We both had marketing and promotion behind us, so it picked up really quickly. And so we were going really, really hard and really fast and growing really, really fast when COVID hit. So it was a shock. It was like we all of a sudden were asked to just shut everything down and not do anything, and it was hard to adjust. Like, our nervous system was like, what's happening? Why are we not doing anything?
Yeah, seriously.
Why are we not in hustle mode? So that took honestly a few months for me to really accept what was happening and what that meant for my business. And we started, you know, breaking it down basically from there, which was really, really hard. But I kept connection with my community through Instagram, and I was really, really grateful for that. Like, really, it kept me going, and it kept, my clients, like, just kept their connection. Like, it was really, really nice to be able to do that. And then, for my mental health, realizing, like, how much I needed that. As hard as it was to admit, I was not headed in the right direction going that hard with my business without giving myself space to rest in between. That was where it was. I wasn't, burnout was going to hit me pretty soon anyway.
Yeah.
Basically. Was able to sort of, rethink things and try and figure out how we could make things work in the new world type thing. And breaking it down to a really small again, because I just started in my basement, so it was a very small business that grew really quickly. So I was okay with that. I've had businesses before. I've been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life, so I've had businesses fail. People might think this is the first time. Like, yes, you have to fail sometimes to learn. This didn't feel like a failure. This felt like it was kind of risk from us, in a weird way. But having to accept that and surrender to whatever God's plan was like, okay, here we go. Let's just see what this brings. Is Dollface going to make it? Wasn't sure. But as soon as we were able to come back out, we just went back at it again. And I was with a different headspace, with a much different appreciation for how hard it is to build and to have to do it again. And super grateful for my community because, again, like, they were there for me. My supporters, my clients, my followers on Instagram, just like my community was there for me, and we rebuilt again, and here we are today. So
it's beautiful.
You gotta turn those problems into possibilities.
Right.
And there's always a silver lining. As corny as it sounds, that was so true for me, and like one of the best things that I learned was like just accept what's happening and know that there's a reason. So yeah.
No, that is amazing. And thank you so much for sharing that. And I love what you said, turning your problems into possibilities. Sorry, that was great. No, because that's really a transformation. And like you said, you started in your basement. But I kind of want to go back to, you said that you were in the music industry before. How did you even get into the wellness and beauty space from there?
Right. Yeah. So I'm a singer-songwriter, and so back in the day, we're going back like decades now. I was a hairstylist, so my sister and I opened a hair salon together. My sister was basically my music manager as well, because I've always been a singer. I just performed and wrote in Canada, in Hamilton, Ontario, is where I was raised. So that's kind of where majority of it started for me. And then, we had a hair salon, didn't work out. We both had kids at the same time and decided, we're going to help each other. And she's always been my ride or die, for sure. And she said, let's get your demo together and we can travel and come back and forth. And we made it happen. We went to a couple different places, and Atlanta, places where we had connections in the music business, whatever we could do. And we went to New York a couple times, but one time it actually ended up working out. And I started working there and writing there and producing a EP that would never get released, but that's okay. It was a great experience. And I was there for about 5 years, and I was traveling back and forth every other week, raising my son with the help of his father and my sister and my family and my parents and grandparents. And I got really far. I had so much support from my family. Like, you don't realize it at the time. Early 20s, I was still a child, but I had a lot of support. I had a great community of people from Hamilton, girls who were on my team, who helped me to get where I was getting, and closer to, I guess, like the peak of things for me in New York. So I was working as a producer. I was getting ready. I was meeting with labels and trying to shop my album and looking for a record deal as well as a publishing deal because I was writing as well. And I was like, I was in it. It was amazing. And then I met my now boyfriend, and we worked together for a while, and he really helped me to get to stay. I guess how could you say stay out of the craziness that is the music business.
Music business, yeah.
He's definitely an angel protecting me. There's a lot going on in there, as we all know now. But I was so grateful for the experience, and I was so close. You know, I had a lot of no's from a lot of the major labels. That was hard, but I wasn't a quitter. I, again, had so much support, and I would just come back home, and I would reset, and I would, you know, keep going. And then I had a deal, basically, a sort of handshake offered to me. I thought it was it. I had that moment, you know, I was in New York City. I called my mom, and I called my sister, and, you know, it was like, it was happening, and that was the one mistake the biggest mistake I made, because it was a handshake deal. It wasn't a real deal yet. It wasn't on paper. I was still so excited. I was in the studios where Whitney Houston had recorded, and Beyonce recorded, and working with, you know, the best vocal coach, and I had the opportunity to work in these amazing studios, you know, that I'd only seen, you know, my favorite artists work in. So I was like in it, and I was just, you know, it's happening. You know, a week goes by, and I didn't hear anything, and you know how that story goes, and eventually it was excuses, and it just didn't pan out. And I just felt like such a failure, and I felt so embarrassed and just sad. And like I said, I had a really wonderful vocal coach who worked with everybody, like name an artist, and he was always he was like a fairy godfather type energy. You know, sometimes he would sing in the session, and sometimes he would just sit on his couch and cry, and he would just listen. You know, he knew artists in a different way. He saw us in a different way, and it gave us the opportunity to open up. And so I could sing you can sing like crazy in this man's studio. I would leave that place, and I'm like, why can't I do that? Like, something's just divine about that man. So, one day, he told me, you know, Sarah, I love your energy. I love how you love the industry. And cause I was probably yapping about the girls in the studio and how well they were doing, and friends that I had. And I was just so excited about everybody around me winning. He's like, you're so green and you're so excited, and this is wonderful. But just know that if you ever wake up one day and you're not excited anymore, it's not fun anymore, and you're finding yourself jealous or envious of the girls in the studios or the labels or any of that, like, it's time to walk away. And I was like,
walk away, yeah.
First of all, don't walk away. Secondly, I want everybody to win, so I'm never going to be jealous. I'm never going to be envious. Right. So, but it happens. For sure. As things don't work out for you and time goes by, you watch your friends and colleagues and people getting signed and seemingly having their dreams come true. And I'm away from my son, and all these things are weighing on me now. At this point, I'm getting closer to turning 30, and in the industry, they make you feel like you're 90. If you're not 21, like, you're washed up, you're old, they don't want you. Like, that's the vibe. So, I was pretty at a low point. I think that was probably one of the lowest points when I realized, oh my God, I'm that person that he told me not to become, and that if I do, that I'm not here for the right reasons anymore, that greed and my ego have taken over. And I heard him because I was fighting with someone, or ranting about something, and I all of a sudden heard him in my head, in my ear, and I was like, damn, like,
You're there. Yeah. Sure.
I'm there. I'm a girl that I swore I'd never be. And so I was driving home because I did a lot of driving. It sounds like I love to drive from Ontario to New York, and I would do a lot of writing, like just listening to beats and stuff that, tracks that people had sent me, and I just loved that. But this time I was like, snot nose crying, like had to like keep pulling over because I couldn't see. I was like, oh, I failed, and I was really like, that's probably the first time I really talked to God and was like begging and was like, please tell me what I'm supposed to do, because my whole life I thought I was supposed to be Whitney Houston. That's what I'm supposed to be here for. So what do I do now? Now I'm 30 and I'm washed up and I missed all this time with my son, and I did this for him to try and give him a better life. And I was, it was a really low point. But the answers came quick because it was blessing after blessing, because my closing in that prayer was, I just want to be happy, and I just want to have a happy family. I just want to, serve my community, and because that was what I wanted to do through my music with women, is help put these frequencies out there and this empowerment out there. And I thought that was how I was supposed to be doing it. There's no other way.
Right.
And now what do I do? And yeah, pretty quickly, like I went back to beauty school. I got a makeup certificate. I got hired. They taught me how to do lashes, and within a couple months, I was loving what I was doing. Like I was like making connections with women and able to like make them feel beautiful and empowered. And
that's good.
I was like, it's just lashes. It's like, how has this got that same essence as writing a song and putting it out there? Something was working.
Yeah.
And I got to be with my boyfriend, who was now my boyfriend. After all this time, we ended up, falling in love. And he ended up having to travel here more. And quickly, as a businessman, I was like, hey, you love doing this, don't you? You should just go with your own. Like, that's good.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, because it was lacking. There wasn't energy in the industry. There wasn't this, like, what I could see anyway. There wasn't a lash studio where you could go and like actually have an experience. It was still very small. There wasn't, people wasn't in the mainstream as much.
Right.
It was becoming popular, but we just saw something and was able to put that same energy into a business with the man I love at home, close to my child. It was like, this is everything that I prayed for. And
divine timing, yeah.
Divine timing, and being mature enough because of the failures that I had, so many in the past, to humble myself and to step back and to say, beauty industry is a beautiful thing, and it's been just following that sense, because I trusted in myself, and I trusted in God, and I trusted in the universe, and I trusted in the signs and the blessings and all the things that I learned along the way. So super grateful for it all the failures and everything, because like they're just routes. They're really not failures. So
yeah, and
so it's been quite
still getting to serve as you wanted to, like you said, and really, affect women, and maybe more of a deeper connection than you even thought you would before.
Well, it's one-on-one, right?
That's
for sure, creating those more intimate relationships where, with the music, you're just putting it out there and hoping that it reaches the right people, right? Definitely different.
That is amazing. And getting to be, with your family and, developing that love that also maybe the music industry would have kind of put a wedge in between, if we're being honest.
Maybe. I was definitely protected. There's no doubt about it. Like, I just wasn't supposed to be there at that time doing those things.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud and grateful and all the things for how far I got and who helped me get there and all of those things. and the stories that I need to get to tell, because I am going to write a book soon. It's coming. There's so much that needs to get written down from that era, you know, so very excited to revisit that stuff with the new headspace and not you know, cringe or get triggered or anything, because they're all beautiful memories now, for sure.
Sure. How do you feel like having that resilience in the face of adversity has, you know, contributed to where you are today with how you had to, you know, you opened the 2 shops, COVID happened. I saw that even in your bio, there was maybe even a flood at one of your locations. You know, with all of those things that came against you, like what made you resilient and keep pushing, knowing that this was what you were supposed to do?
Just knowing, you know, like trusting the path that was laid in front of me, and definitely what I learned. I mean, coming from an industry where you're like really fighting to be seen and heard is can be really, especially for women, you know, especially in that industry, it can really make you feel just unworthy, not good enough, you know, and you put so much into what other people think about you, you know, like I could go back now and it would be a totally different thing, because I would walk into all those offices with a whole different, like, this is my music, so you like it, cool, you don't, cool. There isn't this, oh man, I got a payroll. If they didn't like it, then maybe like I gotta
Change something about you, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same kind of thing with this, where it's like, you know, some people are for you and some people aren't, you know, and some people are going to understand you and appreciate your business and your space and what you've tried to build and the way you service and all of these things, and some people just aren't, and that's okay. You got to just keep pushing and growing, and people will come and people will grow, and it's about staying authentic and to yourself and making sure that you're still coming from the same place. Like every client we've done thousands and thousands over the years. They all matter, you know, and it's always been about like knowing that everyone that's walking through the doors is meant to have an experience, and I want it to be a good one. And sometimes it's just not. That's gonna happen, you know. It's not have it all be great, but that one doesn't have to. You don't have to take that with you, and it doesn't mean anything against you and what you've built and who you are. That's just that, you know, like that is important, and that's what keeps you going. Same with adversity. Like like that flood. By the time that flood happened, we had so many things happen in our business that we laughed. Like we walked on the storm because we pulled up and it was all foggy in the window. And what's going on? Like,
oh my gosh!
Like and we walked in, and it literally was like a water park. Like there was like waves in the ground. Like there was so much water.
Oh my god!
And we just built this salon. This is our second salon. So we were only there like a little bit, 2 months, and then we had to shut down. But it took about 3 months to re-renovate. But we got in there, and we just looked at each other and we laughed because we were like, okay, well, here we go. Like, you know, like, not going to tell us, let's keep going, you know. So we both, I mean, he was in the music business for 30 years, so he has a whole other level of hustle and resiliency in him. But it definitely has been like one thing after the other, and you kind of have to know that it always kind of will be. It's all in how you respond, right, and how you deal with it. And so I kind of feel like we've reached a point where I don't say like nothing to, you know, stop us.
Yeah, that's amazing. You're at this point, like, this is nothing.
Yeah, you know,
that's amazing.
So we just gotta keep going. That's it. That's great.
It's amazing. And I know that you talk a lot about community and everything, and you know, your support system. How do you feel that has changed over the years with you changing from the music industry, you know, opening multiple, you know, wellness centers and everything? Like, how do you kind of involve the community in that? and how do you feel like you're giving back at this point?
Right. I mean, I haven't even gotten started with that. Since we moved to a new community, we've been there for about three months now. We're in Kerr Village, and it is like the definition of community. Like within a week, I'd had a bunch of the business owners come to introduce themselves and send things over and send messages of support, and it was different. It was so naturally. I feel like I just stepped into the physical community that I was supposed to be in, you know, and like so I can really dig in. Because I've tried, you know, I love going and meeting other business owners and talking to them and trying to give them a look on the socials and always trying to tag and push. And you guys know about that sort of thing. It's not always met. It's not always appreciated. So you have to kind of find the places there. But something like here, where I am now, I feel like I really have that opportunity. And then there's the internal community at the salon that has just blossomed. And that's the women who are either clients or, you know, just friends or neighbors or like staff. Like there's a knowing that when you come here, you're gonna feel better as soon as you step inside. This is an energy that's been cultivated for a long time with intention. Everything's set up with intention to make it feel good to you. You know, the colors, the smells, the blankets, everything is meant to feel that way.
Right.
And just today, you know, I looked over and there was a new client talking to a friend who was talking to a staff member, and then someone else had walked in from the street and she was sitting on the couch asking questions, and they were all kind of having this conversation. And you could, and you know, in from the snow was falling, it was so pretty. It's just for a moment today where I looked and
I love that.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the feeling that I want. Like I want people, I want women. Like there was no, it was just they were just chilling. You know, nobody was getting anything done. They were just chilling, and one was going to head into we call it the aura room. That's where we do Reiki and the holistic facials and stuff. Aura rejuvenation room. And so one girl, the new girl, was getting ready to go in there. So for her, it was her first experience walking in, and she's seeing this energy, and she's seeing women smiling and chattering, and you know, it was you know, and I really felt there was a client who recently, she does pretty much all of the services that we offer, and has, you know, done the facials and the Reiki, and has come back basically saying she's found her place. And just her saying that made me so emotional, because I was like, this is the dream, like finally met full circle. Is like, this is where, you know, you can come and feel yourself and feel beautiful and like be around so many different types of women.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't feel like we have like one type. Like there's so much diversity and so much love between that. Like I'm just grateful that it turned out that way, and this new space has given way for that where it is in my community. So I don't feel like I've gotten started yet, but there's so much I want to do. I want to have workshops, and I want to make sure that there's programs for people to be able to come in, students or seniors, or make sure that it's accessible to everybody. And that's kind of, I guess, stuff I still have to work on. You know, now that we've got the salon open and everything's settled, I can kind of take a breather and step back and like start tweaking things and see, you know,
what direction you really want to go in. Yeah, that's amazing.
Sure. But yeah, group meetings and book clubs and opening the space up for events and all that stuff is in the near future for sure.
I love to hear that, and that aha moment, and it was so profound too. You know, like even when you set the scene, it was like the snow outside and everyone, you know, enjoying each other. It's reminiscent of like the salons that we had, like when I was growing up. We could walk in and there was like, you know, 20 women in there, and it's bustling, you know. And I feel like we kind of gone away from that so much, especially with COVID. We're not even gonna bring that up, but you know, so many people are, you know, and so many salons and beauty experts, they're in those, you know, rooms where it's just them, they're running out of sweets. There's no real community, you know what I mean? So yeah, to hear that profound moment, would you find that to be like one of your proudest moments so far? And if not, what was your proudest moment?
Yeah, I definitely one of them, to the point where, I brought it up when I got home, and I was like, oh, this moment happened. So nice. And like this, it was just felt so real. And so yeah, that was definitely one of them. I would have to say, like, the proudest moment would be when we like lit up the sign. Like, I had like a real light up sign.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Seeing
your name in lights
on it.
Yes.
Exactly, which is the joke of like, one day I'm gonna, be on stage and see my name in lights and like all of, and it just felt so like intimate, because like just like waiting for like him to turn the light on. I was across the street and I was like by myself and I closed my eyes and I was like, okay, yeah, it might just be a sign, but it's not. Like, this is the next phase and the next, stage, and I got made it here. Everything's gonna be okay.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that for you. Like, you get to, like you said, you got to see your name in lights, like, and you didn't know how that was going to come, to you. But like you said, your prayers and everything happened, and it was in such a profound way to see it differently than what you had anticipated originally.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that's a proud moment. Sorry, B, you had questions as well. My apologies.
No worries. I was just going to ask, like, what role does self-care play, like, in beauty and wellness services you offer at Dollface Beauty and Wellness?
Oh, it's the whole point, and just realizing that recently for myself, like, how important self-care is. Because, like, you can preach it, but many women are doing too much and not enough self-care. And, it's something that we feel guilty about, and we've been made to feel guilty about, and it's really hard for some women to either spend on themselves or take time for themselves or just ask for what they need, and so the empowerment part of Dollface has always been like, explore yourself because you deserve it, like, like you're worthy of it. And I kind of didn't really practice that for a long time because I was, working too hard and not, like, really giving myself time to do other things that I like to do. It was constantly about posting and making sure I had the content, making sure I was Dollface, and not getting enough sleep because I was up all night doing that. Like, I prioritize my sleep now. I prioritize my sleep. I'm in the gym. Like, I fall off sometimes, but I'm back in the gym and I'm doing yoga. And I'm trying to, like, really, I'm going to bed early. Like, you guys had me out. Wait, this is late.
Sorry, thank you.
I'm in bed by now. So, yeah, prioritizing those things, like journaling and reading and, like, things that, like, I, back in the day, would never even think I had time for because, if I stop, how everything's going to fall apart, kind of energy.
Speaking to me right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's definitely not. You're going to fall apart if you don't stop. And so it gives you permission, to come in and like, of course, you're going to do beauty services, you're going to feel better. When you look better, you feel better. That's like a given, but giving yourself a day to, like, go and do things and take it slow and nap maybe, and, like, women who come in to get a lash service or a brow service, when you lay on the bed, like, it's not always talking. A lot of the times it's sleeping. Like, women have deep naps at Dollface because of the energy in there, obviously, but, you're putting your phone away and, like, you're putting a soft blanket on, and it's memory foam, so, like, and it's got a little lift, so it takes the pressure off your lower back, and we pick music that's, like, you don't know the music, but it's still got, like, a vibe to it, so it doesn't distract you. It actually puts you into this, like, crazy zen sleep mode, and it happens to me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. because we don't have those types of naps. We know our phone is close by, so technically we're like not allowing ourselves to shut off because we could be on our phone, or we could be getting a text, or could be getting a call. But when you're here, it's like your phone goes in the basket. Hopefully, some people need to keep it close to them. Whatever, it gets turned off, or at least the sound is off.
Right.
You know, and it's time to disconnect and like reconnect, and relax, like full relaxation. That's real self-care too. You know, like, and then of course getting your hair done, or getting your nails done, or getting your lashes done, like that just adds to it. But these are the things that we need to be doing. They feel good for us. Like, why are we denying ourselves those things? Because when we are happier and more fulfilled and our cups are full, we can pour into others way better. You know, like, when I'm looking better, I'm super much nicer. You know,
I can agree.
Because
For
I feel
sure.
pretty, and you know, it's true, and it's, you know, I hate to say it, but when you're feeling like, ugh, and you're like not giving yourself rest, and you're, you know, not eating right, like all of these things, like everything that you take in, what you watch, you know, like self-care for me has been not binging shows, not binging too much stuff that isn't giving me education,
Right.
that is actually an escape and taking me out of my reality to be in something else. Like that has been really big for me too, because I want to spend all the time with me. That's self-care. You know, things like learning or reading or journaling or meditating or, again, just being. Like, just resting. Being like I just want to be. You know, that can recharge you so quick. And it's okay to ask for that. And it's okay, and you should be, you know, like you should be saying, I want to go to Dollface and get my lashes done, and I need 2 hours, and I know my phone will not be heard, it will not be responded to, and give yourself that time. And yeah, of course, you don't have to come to Dollface to do that, but it's a good idea. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely speaks to me. I'm one of those workaholics, and I can't put anything down, or else it will all fall apart. So yeah, hearing that, you know, and I've had them telling me to, like, okay, take some time, or, you know, just relax, or put your phone down, or I have it. And I'm like, well, what about, you know? So no, that's so amazing that you think of all of those aspects for women to actually come and unplug, and, you know, in so many ways, you know, of your life. So I love that. Go ahead, B. Sorry. Did you want?
Oh, what were you going to say, Sarah?
What's that?
Oh, I was actually, my sister was asking, what were you saying?
Oh, I didn't think I said anything. Did I say something?
No,
Go ahead, B.
definitely. Well, yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I think a lot of women can relate to that as far as just overworking themselves and just really having that guilt about doing anything for themselves. I know for a mother of 4, I always feel that way because my mindset automatically goes to, do my kids need this? What do they need? What do they want? And then once their needs are met, needs and wants have been met, pretty much I forget about myself. Be honest with you. Yeah. Let's be like, maybe next time.
There's so, I mean, for bless you, that's amazing. You know, and naturally we would give, you know, everything for our children, and that's just a natural thing, you know, and I think it's hard for us to imagine, you know, like if we were to have our kids, you know, grow up and imagine them growing up, like would we want them to be draining themselves? Or you know what I mean? Would we want them to be making sure that they're at their best and their fullest, and have their needs met too, so that they can give me more? You know, so it's like it's hard to pull yourself back and see, like, for the, you know, but it's just natural for us to do that. But there is time. You know what I mean? There is time for you to do it, and there is ways for you to do it. And your kids are so smart, and they know, you know, like, and they want what's best for you. They want you to rest.
My kids tell me that they most certainly say things like, "Oh, well, you need to rest more. Do you drink water?" Like things like that. And I'm just like, you're too young to be worried about those things.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
But it's because they can sense your needs too. So if you were resting and if you were hydrating, then they wouldn't need to tell you.
For sure. For sure.
Like they're so in tune, especially with their mothers. Like they're so connected. They know for sure.
You know it all. They be reading me. They do. They be reading me. Oh goodness. So what advice would you actually give to an aspiring beauty and wellness entrepreneur looking to start their own business? What advice would you give them?
Oh gosh, well, don't be scared to be a beginner because everybody was a beginner. That's the biggest thing is imposter syndrome will come at you quick and make you feel like, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this, or there's too many people doing this, and there's no room for me, or I'm not good enough. That will come so quick. Just throw it to the side and know that that's part of the journey and keep going. And like, let people be wrong about you. Let them meet you where they can and where they, as far as they know themselves, because there's going to be a lot of haters. Just push it to the side and keep it going, and be authentic because people can tell when you're trying to be somebody else or when you're trying to just be a copy of somebody else. Just be yourself. The right people will find you if you be yourself. That's it. And do the business.
Yeah.
Because we need more entrepreneurs and we need more artists and we need more people stepping up into those hard roles because it's hard. It's not going to be easy. That's probably it's not going to be easy. And it's not going to happen overnight. But when it does happen, it's going to look to people like it happened overnight. So just, keep working at it and don't be scared of failure because that's the best chance to learn. There's so many lessons in that, for sure.
For sure.
That would probably, that's what I say.
You touched on a lot of things. I know when I wanted to pursue being a freelance makeup artist, and that's all I would get. Well, what everyone's doing makeup, and it's oversaturated and things like that. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe you're right. I'll just pursue something else. I quickly gave up because I'm always one of those persons. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. So as soon as I heard those naysayers, and I was like, you know what? I'll do something else.
Wow.
I don't mind it. I love learning.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. People are always going to try and give you advice, and they're always going to think they know better, and, with grace, you thank them for their opinion.
Thank you for your opinion.
Thank you. But I'm going to try it anyway, because nobody does makeup the same as someone else.
Right.
It's just, you're an artist, right? And nobody's face is the same, so everyone's going to paint faces differently, and it's, especially with Instagram and TikTok, of course, everyone looks like a makeup artist. But they might just be doing their own makeup in their room. They're not building a business and reaching out to a community and starting a website and building a portfolio and building a clientele. That's just all for show. You're seeing people's best days on Instagram and TikTok. Right. Remember that too.
Seeing their
they're not trying
real.
to do that.
Yeah.
They're not trying to do the days where they have no clients and all that stuff. They're showing you the days where they're fully booked. And there's, it's all just
all again.
Yeah, so, and that's the other thing, is you can use this platform for good or for bad, like anything, and you can use it to reach out and find a community. It used to be about how fast you could grow, but a page of 200 to 1,000 with local people can do a lot for you in your business. Right. You don't have to have all the followers to do that. People on a website. There's a lot of people who aren't on Instagram and want to see your website and want to find you some other way. talking to other businesses in the area, letting them know what you do so that if they come across somebody who's looking for something like you can build organically too. You don't need to be growing really fast on Instagram to build a business. I think that's kind of what is stopping a lot of people, is because it's so hard to grow on social media now that they think that doesn't mean that that's not the only way to do your business. People are actually going to be going back to looking for community now and going back to meeting people in real life. So you can do really well by just slowly growing your following and slowly growing your community. It doesn't have to be, you don't have thousands of followers to build something.
And kind of touching on that, and how the beauty and wellness industry is kind of ever changing, social media, do you feel like you're pressured to stay up with like trends or things that you're seeing online?
Nope.
Great.
No, I don't. I did. There was a time where I was like super overwhelmed. I'm like, what is all this?
Yeah.
Like, why do we got to do all this? And why do you got to do it?
That's how I feel all the time. Yes. I don't want to do all that.
And I was just I was like, oh, good. And again, your community will be your community, and the right people will stay, and the other ones will go. And like during COVID when we were in lockdown, I was doing all kinds of reels and skits, and I love it. I love acting, and I love performing. I love entertaining. I was an artist, so it's natural to me, and I had the time. I don't have the time to do all those reels and videos of when I'm working. I work 5 days a week, and I'm a very busy stylist. So I put out content when I can, and I don't put that pressure on myself, And I still put up stories every day because I'm checking in and I feel connected. And if there's a message I want to share, I'm going to share it. And I try and get as much content out as I can, but without burning myself out. I will not go back to that place of hating what I'm doing, because that will happen really quick if you try and stay on top of the trends. It's insane. And some people can do it because that's what they do full time. They're content creators and they've got teams. And don't be fooled too by what people are making it look easy. They're batch creating, and they have help behind them probably. There's amazing people who help you with your content, and you can get someone to help you to stay. And I've done that. I've hired people here and there, in and out, but that's not what it's about. It's about building an actual solid, real life community for me now. So Instagram's a bonus. I love that I can, create a place where people can go and get some beauty posts, and they can also get some positive energy, and they can maybe get, some oracle card reading, or they can get a brow waxing.
The full experience.
Just trying to. So no, I don't think that that's healthy. I don't think it's necessarily doable for the typical entrepreneur to just be able to stay on top of trends. And again, that won't be authentic if it's not authentic. If you love doing it, great, good for you. That's awesome. And I do. There's some that I will get on top of. If something really inspires me, I will get on it. But I'm not going to be searching out what's the latest trends and trying to do that. It's going to come from a place of actually wanting to do it and creating it myself.
Yes, I love how transformative it has been for you, and realizing that you're creating a, business from the soul. Really, that's what it sounds like every time you speak about it. So I love that you've really, transformed into that and created that environment. Speaking of that, we like to give time for our last question and give you time to think about it. So if you could write a memoir of your life this far, what would the title of that memoir be and why? And as you do that, B puts your information into the chat so we can pin everything. Take your time.
What do you want me to put into the chat?
She's going to just make sure that everyone can reach you as you think of what your answer will be, for your memoir title of your life thus far.
Okay. Well, I've already started my memoir.
Ooh,
So I'm going to do
okay, let's
another
get a
one.
sneak peek.
I'm not going to give you the real, but I'm going to say that one isn't. I'm going to come up with something different,
Okay.
for sure.
And everyone, you can follow Sara Green at where we will be placing everything in our chat. Visit her, of course. She is in Ontario. She has her latest store in Kerr Village, her relocation. And you definitely want to be a part of her brand vision right now. Go take care of yourself. Be immersed in this wonderful experience that she has created for beauty and wellness. And we're so happy to have her. And whenever you're ready, Sara, we are ready.
Okay. So yeah, if I was writing another memoir right now, it would for sure be something like, if you're seeing this, my dreams came true. Or if you're reading this, my dreams came true. You know, like name it before it's on the bookshelf.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. And like I would even say my manifestations came true, but I feel like that word's thrown around so loosely
Right.
now, like manifestation, I should say. It's more, my prayers came true, like something around that, because it really is about like how much I've put out there to come back to the moment, because it really is my next dream is to get my book done and to like give myself the time to really do that, and I started, so that's big, but you can start a million things.
Right. Right.
So to follow through. And then things keep happening, and so I think it's going to be like a long process of just slowly putting it
For
all
sure,
together.
yeah. It's of your life. You've had such a journey already, and so many different avenues that have, happened. So for sure, take your time on it. But we are going to be on the lookout, because I know that will be a read. So I'm definitely excited to read that. And as we are closing, I would just want to take the time to thank you and give you your flowers for being such an amazing just person and entrepreneur, for really, like I said, showing us your dreams and, sticking with it, because we are definitely inspired by you. And, when we're out in Canada, we're definitely going to be, clients of yours. So we're so appreciative. Thank you so much, Sara.
I would love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Yes, like even just wanting to chat, I really, really do. It was so nice. You both have beautiful energy. So
Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. And if you want to do our closing.
Absolutely. As Brittany stated, we graciously appreciate you, all that you have gone through, have achieved, but also I'm just sharing your story because I'm more than certain that uplifted someone out there. And we thank you so much for being our special guest for season 3, episode 20. And we love you, and we hope we have much more success, and we can't wait for your book to come out.
Thank you. Love you too.
Thank you, guys. And thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for another wonderful episode. Have a wonderful night, everyone.
Bye.